Good afternoon, Swirly Nation, and welcome to the friendly confines of the Lemieux Sports Complex here in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. For today's game, the puck rolls out in front there. Tricky. Between the Rochester Junior Americans and your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. I'm going to bring you the starting lineups here real quick as we got started right at puck drop because we had some meetings going on. In net for the Penguins, number 1, the Squish Tender, Squishy Evans. Your defense, number 88, Danny Foster, the cover boy today, and 57, David Chappell. Up front for the Penguins, it'll be 90, Jack Carlson, 53, Owen Goldenhagen, number 19, Jimmy Halliday, who's right there with the pickle stabber. The poke won by early.
Jeremy, I don't recall ever scoring a goal during the announcing of the starting lineup before. Have we done that?
I don't remember it either, but you got the replay right here on Cine TV as the Penguins take the lead. I just realized the clock wasn't running, George.
That's okay.
During the starting lineups, and I didn't even get to introduce, of course, joining me here in the oven, none other, everybody's favorite, everybody's honest favorite, the Commodore, George Pearsall.
You'll see Mr. Bolus in the color commentary booth for Game 2 today.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know he would be, I don't get those memos.
Splitting the duties, yeah.
So,
nice
we'll
shot
take advantage of the Commodore and Evans combo while we can.
Oh, it's a wicked combo.
There we go. So there's 13:36 to play in the first. Penguins lead 1-0.
Yeah, the first action for either of these teams in the last 2 weeks. The Penguins had a 5-game set up in Chicago, November 18th and 19th, and the Junior Americans had 2 games against the Buffalo Sabres that same weekend. So might be a little rust here early on.
How did those games go for the Sabres? As a puck comes in front, we get another one.
Boy, oh boy, Flume throwing the puck on net or to the front of the net. Looked like it deflected off of Pearsall's stick or skate or something. And the Penguins now up 2-0 here, just 90 seconds into the contest.
Well, that's certainly the start you want if you're a Pens fan.
That sure is. By the way, a couple lineup notes here. Jeremy, the Penguins right now running 8 forwards and 6 defensemen. Tyler Bolus, usually a forward in the lineup, playing defense. Cameron Pelly out of the lineup for the first game here today. So the Penguins running the 8-6 combo.
8 and 6.
8 and 6.
So we'll see what that looks like. Tyler Bolus has dropped back to D a couple other times too.
Yep.
So, and obviously played D all last season and previous.
Oh boy.
Thereof as Carlson winds up. He finds the back of the net. And this one's getting lopsided early, George.
Yeah, 2:12 into play. Penguins here up 3-0 here. 3 goals on 3 shifts. And it was Carlson streaking down the left wing. Looked like he looked off Jones, got the goalie cheating, and then smoked that puck into the upper right-hand corner. And, Jeremy, we do have a goaltender change. The Junior Americans have pulled the starter, and now it's going to be Colton Walters who is going to man the crease.
So we are back underway here, an early lead for the Penguins. Trying to get our booth set up here. As like I said, we had a Quebec meeting. The billet chief, Johnny D, in to talk to the parents here. And, just talk about the billeting process as these boys are going to head to Quebec here in February. So that was a meeting that we had kind of leading up to this game. So not everything kind of set up. It's why we got that late last second start. And we're still working on a few things as it's the Penguins' Golnak playing takeaway. He'll drive in. He's knocked down on the play as the puck gets in deep and it finds the back of the net again.
Well, I think it was Pearsall with another highlight reel goal, Jeremy, just deflecting off his shin pads. And the Penguins now up 4-0, 4 goals on 4 shifts. Other than the Carlson goal, which was sweet, just some dirty goals in front, right? And that's how you want to score at this level. Go to the net.
And we're going to see a timeout. So we've seen a goalie switch, and now the Junior Americans going to a timeout as they have a heavy task ahead of them, trying to potentially overcome a 4-goal Penguin lead here just under 3 minutes in.
That's right. And Jeremy, for those loyal Cine TV subscribers, they'll remember the Penguins opened the season against this Junior Americans team up in Rochester for that kickoff weekend. Penguins victorious in that game 4-1. But Jeremy, I think the headline of that game was actually the play of Colton Walters. I think the Penguins dramatically outshot the Junior Americans, and he kept them in that game. So we'll see Walters here back between the pipes now. And the Penguins going to try to add to that 4-0 lead.
May try to bring you a new feature here. He's going to save it for game 2.
No.
But given the score of this one, we may go with it in game 1. It'll be a minute. I'm going to tease it. So I would expect it to be attempted at some point in time today, but I'm not going to tell you until it comes to fruition as the Penguins work it deep in the Junior American goal. Walter's able to pounce on top of that puck and get a frozen play here.
Folks, I don't even know what feature he's talking about, so I'm waiting with bated breath what he has up his sleeve here.
Yeah, it's. I haven't even talked with George about it yet, so it'll be a treat for everybody. The Commodore.
Thank you. Oh boy!
Shot comes in, and we get another one, folks.
Jeremy, Jack goes off the faceoff. Carlson pokes it forward through the opposing center's legs, passes it over to Flume, who collects the puck, goes to the backhand, and roofs it. And the Penguins now 5 goals in 3.5 minutes.
Yeah. We'll see what Rochester has as far as pushback here. It's one of those games that gets a little dangerous. It could get a little chippy. It could get a little. We'll see what happens here. The Penguins get sloppy.
Yep.
It's always a concern.
Could be
Certainly not sloppy right now.
A bad habit game potentially as it goes on, but
here comes Flume. Another 2-on-1 as Flume slides it across. There's Schweitzer. His shot knocked out of the air by the goaltender.
Wow.
Rebound cleared by Walters. There we see that excellence of Walters as he stops a shot from the point that deflects around.
Oh, and post there.
A shot from Schweitzer off the iron. Walters was able to. Carlson was trying to bat that puck out of the air, I believe.
He was. And waving off the icing.
Back come the Penguins. It'll be Schweitzer finding Pearsall. We'll find the Rochester zone is a rolling puck will bounce free to Bros. He dumps it deep into the the Junior American end as they try the far side. We popped up. Caruso defending. He's partnering with Track in this one.
What a play.
So they switch up the D pairs as well, it looks like, as they bring Bolus back to D, and Pearsall weaving in. Tried to go to the backhand there. Now Jones out of the corner. In front for one on the backside. Swiping at it was Track, following on Brenneman. Dumped on the play is Pearsall.
The Penguins aren't going to get any calls here, Jeremy. Up 5-0 early in the game.
No.
That's for sure. It's going to be the other way around, actually.
Yeah, I would expect so as Jones comes off the wall. Up top for Track. Track shot. Deflects off something. And then Pearsall, who's trying to get a third deflection to go by there. And it'll be cleared by the Junior Americans.
Oh, boy.
They would have been offsides at the line there. Good job by Miller to pull that back. That's disrupted by Carlson as a rolling puck finds its way all the way into the Rochester corner. Carlson will get on the forecheck, finding Golnack in front. His one-timer off the blocker of Walters and cleared by the Junior Americans. The Amerks get no further than center as Carlson will pull it around a defender, trying to get it in front for Halliday, taken away by said defender and cleared out to center to be controlled by Chappell. Chappell and Foster hooking up here as Halliday will gain the zone. Golnack disrupting another breakout attempt as the Penguins work down deep in the Amerks end. Following on Chappie. Chappie, shot down low, heavy and hard, is stopped by Walters and covered.
And Jeremy, as you watch this game unfold, sort of a hallmark of this Penguins team, especially in prior years leading up to the season, Penguins up big early, and you still see some of these back checks. You saw Zach Brenneman on that prior shift just back check like his life depended on it. And the Penguins, no matter what the score is, they just keep going.
Penguins will keep it at the line as Schweitzer battles along the boards. So we've gone a stretch here without a goal, which is good.
Yep.
It's down low, Chappell trying to dig it out of the corner. It doesn't look like my special feature is going to work here, George. As the Penguins regain the zone.
Oh.
Pearsall with a shot up off the shoulder of Walters.
Up 5. I wanted to see a pass to Flume there.
Pocket center ice, batted about by Bolus. It'll be tossed all the way deep into the Penguins' end. As we near the midway point of period number 1, the Penguins lead by a nickel. A breakout attempt there by Schweitzer ends up on the stick of a Amherst, and that's the first action for the squish tender, I think.
Yeah, Squish sharp on that shot. You have to think as a goalie when the puck's going almost entirely the other direction, hard to stay sharp. We know with this team, Squish has had to do that many times.
A breakout from Carlson finds Brenneman with speed. Brenneman knocked down on the play, following on Carlson. It'll be rimmed around by the Amherst, kept at the line by Burrows. Burrows with a heavy shot, misses the mark. It'll be Carlson out of the corner, though. Good read by the Penguin center iceman as he comes off the wall looking in
there
front.
We go.
And he'll elevate one up and over the shoulder for the 6th goal.
Yeah, the Penguins there just dominant in the offensive zone. Carlson gets it. He spins off a defender, cuts to the net, and I think the goalie was expecting a pass. Carlson, sneaky as always, feathers it up top. Penguins up 6-0 now.
And Brenneman will gain the zone. He's got Jones backside, tries for him. He'll be batted about in the corner and gathered in by Brenneman, faking one way, going the other. Taking on a pair of Amherst as Jones comes in and support. Brenneman will come away with it. He'll find Jones for a one-timer at the side of the net. That's kicked aside by Walters. Back come the Americans to the outside. That's a big player right there.
76.
Yeah.
Here we go. Halliday.
Breakout for Halliday, who's in all by himself. Tries to tap it between, then gets his own rebound, fires it up high. Following on Pearsall, knocking it out of the air is Golnak, and the puck will be retrieved by the Amherst and taken all the way out the center. They'll dump it deep and look for a line change here.
Oh, just beyond the reach of Owen Golnak.
On that near side here. Able to be gathered in, and back come the junior Americans. Golnak firing one across the zone. It's picked off, and the Americans will try to gain the Penguins, and that's defended by Halliday, but they will get in. Is that Garibaldi down low, I believe, as it's taken away by Pearsall to the outside. Halliday. Now Pearsall will gain the line onside. One on the team there as the Penguins are changing behind him. As it knocked away, the Penguins are right there with pressure. Chappie will pin it against the official, it looked like, and force it forward to the stick of Flume. D'Angelo in between the wickets of a defender, pulling up and firing one. Walters, was that a glove save?
I think it was a blocker save.
We got it on that side. I couldn't tell which angle D'Angelo was able to get that shot off. What a fancy move he had there in the middle of the offensive zone.
I got this giant pole in my view, so.
Yeah,
and it's
sorry about that. Here comes Carlson down the wing, short side shot. He almost had him leaning.
There's a pole in the booth. I'm actually not doing it any better to describe it.
Here's Carlson. I tried to take it down earlier as Carlson battles in front. It's like a big, huge, alien-looking radar device of some sort. I don't know.
Obstructing the view of the broadcast, right?
Yes.
So, goodness gracious. Penguins up 6-0 here, Jeremy. 4:54 to go in the first period. And we'll see what Coach Verbeek has up his sleeve, as the Penguins no doubt want to keep these habits, right? Keep playing the right way.
Yes.
Oh.
As a shot down low is kicked out by Walters. Tap past Burrows. It'll be Bolus back defending.
Nice stick by Bolus there.
Keeps things to the outside. And the Penguins will gain control and storm through center. It's Jones.
Here we go.
Has Brenneman going in, and Brenneman will tap it right up over the shoulder. What a play.
What a play by Jones. What a play by Brenneman. Jones wins that race to the puck. Backhands it over to Brenneman, streaking down the slot, who one hand whacks at it. And now the Penguins with a rather commanding 7-0 lead here. 4:30 to go in the first.
Yeah, this is a tough game to call.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these plays are absolutely phenomenal, and we want to be as excited as I know the kids are. As Jones comes in and shoots one off the pad of Walters. I was curious if they would go back and do another goalie swap, given another game tonight.
Yep.
You would think Walters would get the nod in that one. We'll keep an eye on that as this game goes along. Yeah, I get it on the 4-0 kind of getting that change. But the Penguins are just buzzing right now.
Yep, Penguins are buzzing, and it's hard. Boy, look at these plays, Jeremy. It's hard to, quite understand. Penguins beat this team 4-1 a few months ago.
Right.
Sometimes you're just feeling it, right?
That was literally the preparation I gave Squish today. I'm like on the way here. I'm like, all right, let's remember, stay focused early, because in that game, I think it was like halfway through the game before we had our first goal.
Right.
And I was like, that's to stay focused, stay on your game. Like, you never know which save it's going to be.
Right.
Now with a 7-0 lead, it would be very disappointing if this game went any other direction at this point in time.
Jeremy, a few things to note. The Penguins, again, without Cameron Pelly, one of the most dynamic players in the country, for starters. And you had a number of players this week that were under the weather. I know Flume missed a practice. Caruso.
As there's a turnover by the Penguins, it ends up right in the high slot for a perfectly placed shot over the blocker.
Well, that was a heck of a bounce there, right into the slot. And the Junior Americans player, I think he went up over the blocker of the squish tender, who to his credit, stayed high, stayed on his feet, didn't drop early. Just a nice shot there, and now it's going to be a 7-1 lead for the Penguins.
Yeah, he was out on top of his crease. As a goalie dad, you always evaluate those little things, and squish tender played it well. He just didn't get that blocker up quick enough for that shot from it. It was inside the hash marks. That's where goals are scored, folks. So the Americans get one back here.
Nice pass by Schweitzer there to spring the outlet.
As Pearsall and Flume connect as they get over the Amerks line. Rimmed around to the point. It'll go past Foster. Foster will gather it at center. I've been super impressed with the Penguins' puck movement through the neutral zone and out of their own end so far. As Pearsall twists in, tries to send it across for Flume. He'll try to knock it down on the wall. It'll be kept at the point by Chappell. His drive. Heavy and high. As the Amerks will try the near side this time. That pass through the neutral zone is intercepted by Chappie. Chappie to the corner. In front, there's Flume. Flume winds, fires. The rebound sat out to the near side here. Schweitzer was on the back side. The rebound popped out this direction. Oddly, because the shot went to that other side. It was a good read by Schweitzer to get to where I thought the rebound would go.
Sure was, absolutely.
Forecheck pressure by Brenneman as it's tossed out to center ice and all the way down. It'll be icing.
So, Jeremy, the Penguins with 8 forwards, they're rolling 2 centers and 3 sets of wings. Centers right now are Carlson and Pearsall. You'd have to think with this type of lead, when we go to the second and probably third period, they're going to go to 2 other centers and then 2 others. I would think that's probably the direction they're going to go.
I would think so. Carlson wins another face-off forward.
He did it again.
That one ended up with a short side shot and then a glove save on the rebound by Walters.
Boy, Carlson is so sneaky. Jeremy, off the face-off, he pokes the puck again through the opposing center's feet. gets it on the other side and then goes in and takes a shot. Opts to win it the traditional way this time.
Bros over for Jones. Jones winds, fires, kicked out by Walter.
Boy, heavy shot.
A bouncing puck goes past Bros. It'll be gathered in by Bolus. Bolus with a little mohawk as the puck's chopped out of midair by Jones. Carlson tripped there, and there's that not going to get a call. Definitely didn't get one there as Carlson was tripped up on the play. He'll be along the half wall now. Rose shot, ramped up off the stick of Jones. A nice save.
Nice deflection from Jones there.
Excellent work.
Well, look at that Penguins forecheck, Jeremy. Up by 6 goals late in the first period. Carlson, you see him just, his feet don't stop moving.
Right.
I think this Junior Americans team, Colton Walters, we've talked about, a former Rochester Coalition player. I think there's a couple more here, right, that used to be ROCO players?
Mm-hmm. I believe you are correct. As the Penguins work the puck in the corner, it'll come free to track at the point. Tossed further for Halliday. Yeah, I also wonder if they would move Bolus back up at all in this one as things go along.
Right.
So,
well, and I think, he's looking for extra reps on D.
yes.
So that's a way to do it, right?
There's a shot from Halliday that screams through the crease.
Tyler Bolus, the one-time offensive defenseman for these Penguins. So it's a role that he's used to playing.
As the Americans work it in the Pens, and then a pass that comes all the way across. Just couldn't get the shot off, and a good read by Caruso to intercept and work it up the near side. That horn will tell you it's the end of period number 1.
Jeremy, I would say your unofficial Commodore shot clock, if we're going to even do that, I would say is 19-4?
Probably.
Something
Maybe even 3, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm just spitballing here, but that's what I come up with. Jeremy, the Junior Americans come into this game ranked 43rd in the country, a record of 10-16-1. Again, one of those 16 losses is to the Penguins. The Penguins ranked 4th with a record of 24-4-2.
And the score is 7-1.
And the score is 7-1. What is happening down there? Okay.
I am, yeah.
I want it, Jeremy. Folks, he's working on something.
I am.
Okay? I don't even know what it is, but I see him fiddling with
It's, I'm trying. I am trying.
Hey, we're going to do a special guest. We're going to have, is he going to come on? Are you going to get on here? Josh Walters, the father of goaltender Colton Walters. Here you go, folks.
Hey, Josh, how you been, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, the boys out here in blue are not doing well.
Not so far. But they got the last goal, so they're going to look to win period number 2. You go one period at a time now.
I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
Yep.
That's
one
all I'll
period
say.
at a time.
Got a lot more to say. But
All right. So we're going to line them back up here. We'll switch sides. And we'll throw 15 minutes on the clock.
Josh Walters supporting our PG broadcast, right?
Yes.
Bolus is going to do game 2 here, Jeremy. Bolus is more of a Cine TV After Dark commentator, right?
Correct. Correct.
He'll draw a little closer to the lines than the Commodore, but, that's what makes it nice. We spice it up.
Yeah. Everybody gets a little bit of what they want.
I tell Jill the variety is the spice of life, right?
So do I.
You also tell that to Jill? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think she's listening to either one of us.
Face-off will be outside of the Penguins bench as a puck careened into the bench there. Penguins bench boss is Kyle Verbeek. Beaker, happy to have some home games here this weekend, I think.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, if you've seen Beaker today, and I don't know that you have, But if you've seen Beaker, you'll notice he doesn't have the soup strainer atop his upper lip anymore.
No, December. I mean, Movember has concluded, and it is now.
But Jeremy, it was so majestic. I thought he might keep it.
It was majestic. I'm guessing he got the same response that I did, which was to cut that thing off.
Yeah.
So, Flume in, trying to set Pearsall up as he cut to the middle of the ice. Jones, fresh off the bench with a heavy shot, ramping off of his stick and out of play.
There's Kyle's wife right here over my left shoulder. Maybe we should ask her what she thinks of the mustache.
Is my main man Nolan here somewhere? He's got to be here somewhere. Looks like there's some Wee Pens players sliding up and down the railings too.
Mini Penguins players?
Yeah,
okay.
Maybe some 66ers. I know they were on the other side. The 09's just concluding a 5-1 win of their own.
Yeah, against Columbus. They had Pearsall boys playing back-to-back games on this very ice sheet.
Yes. One day that'll be mentioned in the Hockey Hall of Fame annals. Maybe a recording of this broadcast. As the Penguins try to get it in front of the Junior American net.
Look at that forecheck from Brenneman. Unbelievable.
Just hounding the puck, the Honey Badger. We'll dig it out. Here's Pearsall in front. Jones with a shot.
Penguins, you like to see the sustained zone pressure here, Jeremy. They're not looking just for the one-and-done shot. Penguins trying to keep the puck, make some plays here. I like to see that. I'm sure Verbeek is talking to them about that.
As the puck is poked around in front there. Player introduced to the ice.
Yeah, Brenneman was knocked on his rear end there from the Junior Americans. And you always wonder when a game goes this direction, do things start getting chippy? Hopefully, it's been pretty clean so far. I'd like to see that continue.
I think there's a lot of respect here on the ice as well. Faceoff will be controlled by the Penguins back to the point for Track. Track will bop it down the line, and here's Golnack coming off that line in front for Carlson. He controls as he carries it through the zone. It'll be played behind the net for Halliday. Halliday and Golnack teaming up. Up to the point, Track. Track, shot deflected by Carlson. Swiped free and cleared by Rochester.
Thus far, Jeremy, we've seen Brenneman playing some wing here in this game. I forgot how dynamic of a wing he is, and he's an excellent center. Boy, oh boy, is he great at center, but boy, at wing, you kind of showcase that speed.
Yes.
A couple times today, I've just seen him shot out of a cannon.
It is exciting to watch as the Junior Americans try to catch deep in the Penguins' end here. He's so good on the forecheck. He's so good down the wall. There's so many parts of his game that come out no matter what position. I think he could play his off wing, to be honest with you.
The problem is wherever you put him, he's not the other place.
Right.
So just a dangerous threat. All three zones of the ice there, Zach Brenneman.
Colton Walters fixes a pad there in his crease as they control behind his net. Kept in by Flume. No. Yes, no.
That was about 2 feet outside the zone, but we're going to keep playing.
They get paid by the game, not the hour, as the Americans gain the Penguins' end. Good.
Look at that.
Side pressure by Foster.
Just a beast of a play by Foster there, huh?
Tossed up the wall. The Americans get their zone time as a puck deflects wide of the 4x6 of the Penguins. Up for Flume. Battle at the line. Penguins able to clear. Here comes Chappie. Chappie, bank it off the boards. You know, when the elder Walters was on the thing, I told her, I was like, hey, look, you got the last one, and now you just try to win a period, right? And I think that's got to be the message from the Penguins bench, too. Like, hey, we got to win the second here.
Right.
You know, we probably don't need 7 more. We got to win the second period so you don't fall into those bad habits. How are you going to win period number 2? It's 0-0 right now. You know, as we hit that 4-minute mark of the second, we fired across past Brenneman. Here's Jones in behind. Working with it deep. Bouncing puck will come free to Bolus. Bolus across for Bros up the outside to Brenneman. Brenneman darts to the outside. He's knocked away from the puck, but following on in support is Carlson, who throws a little stop move on, and he'll go low to high. I love it when we go low to high. It just comes off the stick of Bros.
But see, Jeremy, that breakout pass was exactly what I was talking about with Brenneman, right? He's in full flight already when the pass gets to him. You know, at center, a lot of time you're swooping, you're last one out of the zone. That's just the nature of that position. Brenneman is so dangerous.
Yeah, when you can catch that puck moving on a breakout as a wing, you create so much trouble for the defense because a lot of those defensemen want to kind of pinch down and hold that half wall as that F3 fills in up above on top of him. And if that player's moving when he gets that puck, you just can't do it because you run the risk of 3-on-1s, 2-on-0s behind you.
Oh boy.
As a puck bouncing around in the high slot is fired wide.
Penguins sloppy in their own zone here. And again, this is what you start to run into. You know, starting to missing some assignments. Hey, we're up 7-1, and bad things can happen.
Here's another turnover for the Penguins, and a shot from the point that deflects off of a stick right in front. Danger zone there as it's cleared away by Bros and brought out by Halliday. Halliday and Pearsall on a 2-on-1 with the Golnak trailing up high. The pass in front for Pearsall was just maybe a split second delayed there. I don't know if Golnak was making enough noise, but I loved him coming in that high slot.
Yep.
Golnak with a shot that sails just wide.
The Penguins here, another shift with good pressure. You're seeing that from really unit after unit.
As it's banked past Track all the way into the Penguin zone. Track will be the first one to it as he's shoved off the puck. That's an interesting play there. I actually like that play. Created a little bit of contact. Probably not going to get called for it with what we've seen so far. As the Americans here, I feel like they've carried the play.
Yeah, here we go.
Through part of this second period. I knew they'd see some pushback. We're seeing it as the Americans control.
Pearsall with an extended shift here needs to get a fresh body. He needs to get Carlson on the ice. This is where bad things happen. When you get stuck out with these long shifts, long changes, give the other team some momentum.
A beautiful dish there by Schweitzer to hit Flume. Following on is Schweitzer in support as he'll stop behind the net. In front for Flume, and Flume had his stick up in the air. I think he was tied up on the play. As Caruso will control now, down for Schweitzer. In front for Flume. His pass is intercepted. To the outside, it's Cooling. Calling, maybe.
Calling. I think he was a former Rocco player, right?
And it'll be dumped in by Rochester.
I know that name.
Far enough for icy. Oh. Apparently I am doing almost nothing correct here. As there is 7:42 to play.
Yeah, Penguins still up 7-1 here, halfway through the second period. And you're right, you have to win a period. That's what you have to do. And right now, the Junior Americans, it's a tied period. Penguins have Brenneman lining up at center. I'm guessing they're going to start rolling other centers here, would be my guess.
Yeah. Well, and I think you also saw that extended shift.
Yep.
May come into play as a centering feed by Carlson, now playing the wing. Talk about dynamic at any position.
Oh, boy.
Here's Brenneman to the puck, deep for Jones. Jones knocked down on the play, right to Brenneman. Brenneman in front. Brenneman might be one of those leaders for the Commodore here at the end.
It's always hard to do that in these types of games, you know?
Yeah. Especially when your own son leads the team in goals and you don't want to give him a star, but I'll just keep that to myself.
And they've been highlight reels, too. They've been really sweet goals, huh?
They don't ask how. As a shot from Jones sails just over the mark. Somebody has food. I can smell it. I'm hungry. I'd have to try to squeeze some lunch in here in between games as the Tens will be in action here in about 2 hours.
Jeremy, speaking of lunch, I had a strawberry Uncrustable as the puck goes for an icing there. A strawberry Uncrustable. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. Are you familiar with these Uncrustables?
I am.
Okay.
I am. There's a delicacy when I used to work with kids. We always had them in the fridge.
Yeah, I didn't know. And
you can freeze them too.
What do you mean you freeze
glorious.
them? What are they? Is Is the inside frozen then?
Yeah.
How do you eat it?
Well, you kind of thought just a bit where it's icy and almost like an ice cream pop. Yeah.
I'll have to mention that
like
one.
Like a frozen Snickers.
Yep.
You know, that peanut butter has that consistency you can bite into.
I like it.
As the squish tender pounces on one at the side of the cage.
And the Penguins hemmed in their own zone here, unable to get that puck out. As it's going to be Pearsall, Halliday, and Golnack up front. Bolus and Bros on the back end.
Tossed around behind for Bolus, up for Golnack. Golnack in front. Here's Halliday. Darting through center. Carrying it all the way into the Amherst zone. His centering pass is intercepted by the defense. Cleared to the point, but no further as that F3 is Golnack to pick it off. Now into the corner for Pearsall. In front for Golnack. It's poked away from him at the last second. Bros will get to it. His shot deflects off of Halliday, then off of Walters. It's gathered by Golnack. He'll go low to high again. Trying to wind it up was Bolus. Is a puck shot in on a one-timer by Golnack. Poked at by Pearsall and covered by Walters.
So Bolus on the back end. At practice this week, Jeremy. On Thursday night, the Penguins scrimmaged the girls 14U team, and Bolus, a goal scorer from the back end, he ripped one bar down from the point. So we know he's dangerous from that back end.
You mentioned the offensive defenseman moving to offensive forward this season, getting those minutes on the back end as Schweitzer tries to pull it off the wall, trying to get towards the middle.
Penguins with Jones at center now.
As it's tossed up off the stick of Caruso, potential 2-on-1 developing here. Backside feed is just past the reach of the outstretched American.
Oh, Schweitzer.
Oh, he almost poked it by. Following on, though, Jones, as it'll be called offsides. Good call.
So, Jeremy, we talked about Coach Verbeek, right? He shaved the mustache. And that weekend in Chicago, so many of the dads were sporting the stash. Do we have a favorite? Was there kind of a consensus top choice for best mustache?
I think we should put it out there to City TV as they've seen the montage of dad stashes. I know it would not be mine, as mine was brutal.
Well,
but I don't know. Verbeek had a glorious. I do like Bolus's as well. I thought he gave off as I mentioned, a very weatherman vibe for the TV star.
Yep, it was a strong look. I know Jody liked it too.
So I would go with Bolus, especially when he pairs it with that still living the hockey hair dream lifestyle that he has.
Right.
So, just not willing to give up that hockey look is off the iron, off the goaltender and behind as the OG finds the back of the net.
Nice pass out there from the corner. It was either Halliday or Carlson. I'm not sure which one it was, but found Golnack, and I think it went post, and then in. I think it went maybe. Nice to see Golnack on the board. Always a standout player. Penguins' first goal here of the second.
So the Penguins lead the second period 1-0. A big one from Owen Golnack in that slot area. If that went post in, that's a dandy. I mean, we showed everybody the replay. I thought it came off the back of Walters after the post, but I could be wrong.
You might be right. I've been wrong before.
A snot rocket from Chapel just misses. You've been wrong. That's not true.
No, it's true.
No.
Jill's right here. She'll tell you.
Here's Chappie keeping it at the point. Able to work down the wall. He'll go low to high to Brenneman. Brenneman has Jones. Oh, it's just in front of him. He had it. He was reaching for it.
Yeah.
As he controls. Good job gloving the puck down, putting it right on a twig.
Oh, boy.
Oh, and now we're getting the arm raise. And the Penguins are going to head to the penalty box here as Chappie will touch up.
And the Penguins with that puck at the point, it comes to Chappie, and the Penguins having some zone time there, and the puck was fired through traffic. It was blocked, and then the junior Americans go the other way. If I'm Coach Verbeek, I'm preaching just sustained pressure, sustained zone time.
Is it Brenneman headed off?
Yeah. I see
Brenneman headed.
How you doing? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
It'll be a D-zone draw. for the Penguins as it's tossed around by Bolus, picked up by Jones. I'm sorry, Bros. Bros up for Carlson. Carlson coming through. Penguins shorthanded, trying to poke one by and get a break. That was a dangerous play. Carlson almost had Flume on a 2-on-0 shorthanded.
I don't think Carlson cares what the score is in the scenario. He is an offensive machine, Jeremy.
He is the machine, as the squish tender will direct one to the outside. Rose will loft it up behind. Here's Bolus. Bolus working hard for the puck, able to toss it up the wall for Carlson. Carlson all the way across to D'Angelo. As Flume will come in shorthanded. What a move. Putting on the Ritz to the backhand, but Walters there with the mitt to say no.
What a play there from Flume. Gets that puck in full flight, Jeremy. Comes into the zone, cuts to the middle. And what a save there from Walters, the goaltender for the Junior Americans.
We got Johnny D here with the billet coordinator for the Pens. Saying hi to everybody. You want to say hi to the fans?
Go ahead, you're live.
Say hi, guys. My name is Jean, and I'm on the billets captain for the Pee Wee tournament. And welcome on the UPMC Sports Complex.
Yeah, he's broadcasting live from the Cine Oven. So how many years have you done the billeting duties here for this Penguins team?
43 years on the next 2024.
Holy moly, 43 years?
43 years.
43 years, holy moly. So you've seen a lot of action here, a lot of teams over the years. Is there one that sticks out to you? Other than this one, of course, which is on its way. But are there any teams that are more notable than others?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, my goodness.
Any that you care to share?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. I know the boys are excited, and Quebec, that'll be here before we know it. As it's going to be Golnack into Halliday. Halliday makes no mistake.
Another goals.
What'd you think of that one?
9-1. That's good.
Yeah.
Pretty good team.
Absolutely. Halliday in full flight passes, gets the puck from Golnack. He goes in, and Halliday goes over the glove hand of Walters. And I believe that's his second goal of the day.
Hey, say bye-bye, guys.
Awesome. Well, that's John. Thank you so much for joining us in the booth. Great to see you. Great to meet you.
Jean on the radio or on the TV broadcast there, our billet coordinator, and what a job he does. Absolutely setting everything up. And for those of you who don't know, that the Penguins will live with French-Canadian families in Quebec. Each of these players will be paired up with a buddy from the team, and they'll live with local Quebec families who do an absolutely amazing job. We had the pleasure, obviously, of Cameron going last year, and his billet family, Marie Michelle, Christian, and his billet brothers and sisters, Coralie and Anthony. I know they're excited. They're hoping to potentially get the squish tender.
Boy, back-to-back years with an Evans.
As a billet brother to go along with having Cameron already, as the Penguins are offsides there, I believe.
Awesome.
So Johnny D sets up a ton of stuff for the team. He'll be in charge of making sure the kids get where they need to be. And the billet families get them to the games as it's kind of spring break for us parents up there, George.
Yeah, it'll be a great time. I'm disappointed. My 09, that was the COVID year.
Yes.
And unfortunately, that team, the 09s, did not get the opportunity. So excited for young Braden here to get the Quebec experience.
Now, you guys did get a chance to go to the beach, however, so that wasn't all that bad.
No, that's true. But for my complexion,
As a Florida trip was the replacement for that Quebec trip. But, yeah, you have the best of both worlds. You'll be able to do kind of once with each and see both those opportunities. You guys made Florida happen then the next year as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so as a shot from Jones, are they going this year?
No, I don't think so. I think they're, everything's really in preparation for nationals.
Okay. As they battle in front, we get a little pushing and shoving.
Lucas Jones never wanted to shy away, right?
No. Penguins killed that one off, and during Johnny D, I did pull a replay, the squish tender, with a big glove save there. So in a 9-1 game, always like to give a look to the goaltenders when and they make a stop.
Yeah, shots. We'll get to the unofficial shots at the end of the period, but they've been a lot closer in the second here.
But the Penguins, hey, my message rings true. Win a period, right? That's if I'm on either bench. That's what I was saying about period 2 right now with 30 seconds to go. The Penguins are doing that. They're winning this one 2-0. And we'll reset that score for the next period as Bros almost has it taken away. He'll put it in on clearly an offside play there.
So, Jeremy, Jean D, he said 43 years. This will be his 43rd year doing this?
As the billet captain, right?
Holy moly.
And asks a lot of the friends and families that he has, a lot of them in his neighborhood who will keep the boys. I want to say there's like 4 other families in that neighborhood, I know.
Okay.
Cameron's billet family had a neighbor across the street who had 2 boys.
Oh, nice.
So it's nice for the boys to kind of be close.
Yep.
And some amazing things. I will be up there during the Super Bowl. They had a huge Super Bowl party, and our kids were like the star of it on Cameron's block. So it was a big neighborhood party. We
great.
also had the pleasure of the traditional, I'll get the name of it here, during intermission, but there's a traditional Canadian dish.
As Jeremy looks for the traditional Canadian dish, which...
Tortieri.
I guarantee
Our family made this for us. It was like elk, moose,
oh, wow.
venison, what they called stupid birds, which I think are some sort of a grouse or a pigeon or
all
something
birds.
that they shoot, and it was all they're a hunting family. So the neat part for Cameron's billet family was they knew nothing about hockey.
Oh, wow.
Like, they knew nothing about hockey. They're not a hockey family. None of them had ever played.
Was that their first year?
Yeah, and they were awesome. But they were into hunting and outdoors at a camp up north.
So are they expecting every year now to get the kid who leads the tournament in goals?
Well, they won't this year if they get the squish tender, depending who he's paired with. I don't know.
Get the
Cameron
kid
definitely had a good week up there.
Maybe get the kid who leads the tournament in goals against, right?
Yeah, maybe.
That could be it. That could
we
be
could
it.
do that. For lowest, hopefully.
Of course, yes. I think yes, that goes without saying, yes. Absolutely.
But, no, they're absolutely amazing people. They came to every single game cheering their heads off. You know, I mentioned in the meeting one of the things that you weren't prepared for is how much these people are going to fall in love with your kids and this team.
Yep.
And that when we had to say goodbye, it was tears everywhere.
Oh, wow.
You know, the kids,
really?
the billet families, our kids, me as a parent, like, tearing up as my son said goodbye to a family that he lived with for 10 days.
That's crazy.
And 10 days that they provided everything for my kid. And it might be difficult to kind of give them up at first, but when they get to go through that experience, it's awesome.
Yep.
Johnny, thank you. Good to see you.
See you
Hey,
in February.
nice to meet you. Yep, we'll see you soon. Awesome. That's Johnny D saying goodbye here to the City Oven. I think he's on to his next activity for the day, right?
As the squish tender gets one fired off the blocker side, he directs to the outside. The Penguins are on a breakout. Braden Pearsall in the corner. Here's Golnack forcing one at the cage. It's off of a stick. So we'll go 0-0 here in the third as we get underway. We switch sides. We put 15 minutes on the clock, and we settle this on a 200-by-85 sheet of frozen water.
Oh, boy, here comes Halliday.
Knocked down on the play, Pearsall, leaving it for Halliday. Good puck support as he pulls it to the middle. Tries to feather it through to Golnack. It just comes off of his skate at the last possible second.
Puck's on a string there, huh?
Americans are in on what will be an offside play. So we'll go to you for that official, official shot clock here. What do you have through 2?
Yeah, through 2 periods, Jeremy, the Penguins up 30 with 30 shots on net, and we have 11 for the Junior Americans. The Junior Americans making it a lot closer that period. You see Squish having to be razor sharp on a couple of those scoring chances in tight.
And it's a 9-1 lead. And again, we'll look to win period number 3 here. As it looks like we've gone running clock. So I won't screw it up, but I also am off by 3 seconds. So I can't mess up stopping and starting it, but I messed up the first start, so
We'll live with it, right?
I'll be able to catch it up here in a second.
Penguins up 9-1 here, Jeremy. When you're coming up with the Commodores 3 stars of the game, you're looking for a little bit of everything, right? And, these games are tough when you have so many kids who are scoring, so many kids that are playing well, right? Just an interesting choice, set of choices here.
So we do have the timing timed up. Look how good I am. Here comes Flume. D'Angelo in on a breakaway and great back pressure. It'll be poked over the net by Pearsall. Side of the net to be covered on a shot by Schweitzer. What a good defensive play by that back-checking forward by Rochester to just whack D'Angelo's stick as he was trying to release the shot.
That's right, D'Angelo. That's his second breakaway here. I think the first one he went to the backhand of Walters. That time I think he went blocker side. D'Angelo with no shortage of tricks up his sleeve, trying a few of them here this afternoon.
It'll be dug for by Pearsall, worked back to the point. Flume over to Schweitzer for a one-timer. Walters equal to that one. We'll work it further for Pearsall, who sends it back to Schweitzer, whose shot, just as he released it, catches a stick and goes wide. That'll be right in front of us here on Cine TV. As Pearsall tries to drag it to the middle, it's rejected, and back come the Emmerks. Pressured by Golnack, fresh off the bench. Knocked all the way down. It's icing if it's far enough. It is. They won't call it. We play on as it's rimmed around.
It'll be interesting, folks, to watch, the tail half of this period. The Penguins up by 8 goals. Players like Golnack, Brenneman, Carlson, they just keep going, right? I could go down the list. It's just everybody. That's what makes this group so unique. And now I think the Penguins are going to have Penguins are going to go to the power play here. Their first power play of the game.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like now we're going to stop the clock. All right.
It's going to be 90 seconds for body checking by Miller, number 26 of the Junior Americans.
So a stop clock there to set the penalty. And we're back underway as the Penguins will control that faceoff. To the point, now to the far half wall for Carlson to set back up the track at the point, back to Carlson. Carlson catches him on his backhand. A rolling puck, he's able to get further to Golnack, all the way through the zone for Caruso's drive. Off the glove to the corner, battled for by Halliday. He'll win that battle, finding Caruso again. He'll go up top to track, trying to go back to Halliday. That'll be picked off, and the Amherst have 3 abreast as they gain the red line and dump it in.
Penguins no doubt missing Cameron Pelly on this power play. One of the most, dynamic defensemen in the country. Certainly noticeable on the power play.
As Caruso was knocked down. Carlson will fire it up. He's got Halliday free on a breakaway. And a low shot comes off the big pillow of Walters and stays out.
Was that Carlson with the pass?
Filthy.
Holy
pass.
moly, Jeremy. That was like a 150-foot pass under the tape of Halliday.
Just taped it. It'll be shot back on net. Squish will have to play that one to the corner.
Wow, Grandpa Carlson. You might want to stick around for the Commodores' 3 stars of the game after the game.
Here comes Pearsall to the outside with speed for Caruso. He's under pressure, but Pearsall will follow on. Trying to send it across to Jones. That should not have been offside, I don't think.
Now we have the running clock. I think they stop it when they go and read the penalty to the score box. But a regular stoppage in play, I think they just let that keep going.
Penalty now over. Usually you don't see that either. Usually when the penalty expires during a stop and play, they do make the kid wait until. But
right.
Nonetheless, we'll have Jones firing it deep. Back to get it. The Emmerks, they'll try the far side. Under pressure from Brenneman. Bouncing puck, knocked down, pulled through by Pearsall. He's working along the wall with Brenneman.
By the way, you've been calling them the Amhersts. I'm calling them the Junior Americans. Is that the same thing?
Yes.
Okay.
So the AHL team is also the Rochester Americans, and the NAL team is also the Rochester Junior Americans, and the youth team is also the Rochester Junior Americans. And all of them, just like the Toronto Marlboros are often called the Marlies, they go by the Amhersts as well.
Amhersts. I don't care for that nickname.
No? It's a lot to say Junior Americans in play-by-play, and it's shorter to say Amhersts. And I called him Rocco about 7 times.
Yeah.
So I switched to the Amhersts partway through.
All right.
Carlson pressures along the boards. And those Rochester Junior Americans are in their blue uniforms for this one. I love these uniforms. The stars on the shoulder, the Rochester Junior American shield on the chest. Like,
it reminds me a bit of the 1980 U.S. team, right?
Yes.
With these blue and red, white, and blue jerseys.
yes. And I mean, it's hard to root against a team called the Americans.
Right. I would agree. Yeah.
So, I mean, back in the 80s, we rooted against a team called the Russians, but but the Americans looking much like that 80s team. I'm hoping they'll wear the whites in the next one. I like those unis as well.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen these ones before. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Yeah, this is maybe the best uniform combination we've had. I'm a big Reapers fan, but this like classic USA look of the Junior Americans and the Pens in their whites, which are my favorite.
Oh yeah, so good.
As a puck is swatted about. Penguins putting on the pressure here in the third. Pearsall behind the net. It's dislodged, tossed around. Bolus. Now Golnak. Rolling puck for Bros.
Boy, Halliday's had a heck of a game here as well. Strong on pucks. A couple goals already as well.
Puck forced back out to center. And it's batted around.
Yeah, the Junior Americans here with the puck in the Penguin zone. Squish, sharp on that save.
They'll work behind the Penguins' cage. And trying to get the third period lead as Carlson will poke it. Able to find, and now it's a potential 2-on-1. Here's Brenneman. Jones trailing as Brenneman goes forehand. Backhand forehand. The triple deke is stopped by Walters.
Jeremy, he has that move down pat. I haven't seen him miss many times. That hard deke to the backhand brings it back to the forehand.
Here's Caruso with a shot. Goes off a body in front to the corner. Carlson now.
Oh, here we go.
Jones with a drive. That had to hurt. I feel it up here.
Me too.
As his one-timer's blocked, Carlson knocked down. The Junior Americans will try the far side.
Nice play by Linden. Track there. He was going to go make the pinch and decided to pull back. Smart play. Not giving the Junior Americans any odd man chances.
Here's Jonesy with the puck. Switching with D'Angelo Flume to the outside for Pearsall. Pearsall cutting to the middle. There's a defender there. And Pearsall decked on the play. Up high, too.
Yep.
I feel like that would have been a call in even an older game.
Yeah.
Where checking's legal. I got up in the head area. He seems to be okay. Schweitzer battles. It's forced up by the Americans but kept at the line. I believe that is Chappie. A battling puck will be forced to center, and Penguins try to regain the Rochester zone. It'll be Flume around one. Winding and firing. He tickles the twine with a twisted wrister.
And that's going to be Penguins 10-1 with maybe their first 10 spot of the season. Maybe.
I think you might be right.
It's D'Angelo here who gets that puck in full flight down the left wing. He thought about Schweitzer, looked at Schweitzer, but then said, you know what? No, we're going to go upstairs over the goaltender's glove. And now it's going to be Penguins 10, Rochester Junior Americans 1.
So a touchdown and a field goal for the Penguins here in this first game. Yeah, this will put some pressure on for game 2 for sure.
Yeah.
The Americans try to get into the Penguins' kitchen there. It'll be rejected. Out to center under pressure by Halliday. Is he going to come away with it? He will. Pulls it to the forehand. Walters there to stop the puck.
And Jeremy, you're seeing here the play of Walters in net, right? He stopped Flume on a couple of breakaways, Brenneman on a breakaway, Halliday on a couple. Just a really, really solid netminder here. And, Penguins up 10-1. It could be worse if not for some of those big stops, right?
I agree.
Now, the Junior Americans coming down, most from Western New York, I would assume. Were they in last night? Do you think anybody came in this morning?
I don't know. And we definitely had that game time change, too.
Yeah.
My guess is most of the people would have come in last night.
Yeah. playing the number 4 team in the country, you don't want car legs, right?
So I would guess that the 10s will be playing later on today against the New Jersey Rockets, who I do know came in last night, as they've had a couple of games against S-Mark thus far. So.
And how are they? Pretty good?
Yeah, they've beaten us, so yeah.
Okay.
We're 1-1 against them, 3 games set here. They're a physical team.
Okay.
We did have that kicking incident early in the season, so hopefully nothing gets out of control.
Oh, kicking. Okay.
Yeah, we had Shuby got kicked in the head by a player while he was down on the ice, so hopefully nothing nothing like that in this one.
Hate to see stuff like that.
Yeah. So, and the 10s will be shorthanded in that game as well. No Jack Gostick or Jake Starr.
Why?
For the similar reason as Mr. Pelly.
Oh!
Bredeman tries to chop one past Walters. He sprawls out to make a save. Excellent work by both of those players. And then Jones was on that back post there trying to bang one by. He's covering the point. I love to see that from the Penguin forward as Bolus had activated.
Yeah, especially when you're up by this many goals, still making those right plays.
A breakout by the Americans, defended perfectly. If you got to write up how to defend a angle pressure like that by a defenseman skating forward, Rowan Bros just did it perfectly because he utilized the skates as well as that physical frame. As the Americans try to tie the period here. Pass picked off by...
Oh, here we go. Oh.
Over for Jones. I thought you were going to get it.
I wanted it.
I know you wanted it. I could tell.
Come on, Lucas. Let it rip.
I love it.
So good. We've seen him bury quite a few of those this year, Jeremy, right? Where he reaches that stick up into in the stratosphere. Sometimes you see that insulation kind of trickle down from the ceiling because his stick up scrapes it.
Carlson winning another draw that creates a scoring chance in front as he won it back to Caruso for a shot. We're inside of 2 minutes to play here in the third. Bucks poked past and gathered in by Track, reversed expertly to Caruso. Lyndon Track with another excellent game, I feel like, as it's feathered forward for Carlson. Just past his reach. Following on is Carlson, staying right with it. He'll send it all the way across. It's kind of between D'Angelo and Caruso there. Good job by both those players to not overreact to that. And Schweitzer fills in to pressure the puck. Back come the Americans through center. They'll dump it behind the squish tender. Track back to get it. Tried to go over to Caruso. That one read well.
Boy.
The Americans force the Penguins to turn it over. Rolling puck in front, not batted about, and cleared by Schweitzer off the wall. Halliday trying to follow on.
45 seconds to go here.
The Americans try to tie the period. And back come the Penguins. Pearsall swatted down.
Yeah.
As the Americans come weaving in. Foster on the defense. Forces the play to the outside. Tossed around by the Americans. They'll win a race to the puck. They're trying to tie this period. I love the pushback here. As a puck bounces through the high slot. It'll be Halliday to it. Up for Pearsall. Over for Golnack. Just had it roll off of his stick. And Walters will play it to the corner. Be Halliday behind the net, trying to put it in front. Pearsall swiping at the puck, couldn't get it to go through. And that horn will indicate the end of this one, a 10-0 win. And what I like, they won all 3 periods, 7-1, 2-0, and 1-0.
That's right. But and Jeremy, if you take that first period out, it's a lot closer than the scoreboard would.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The Penguins jumped out to a 7-0 lead before the Americans picked up their lone goal. And then the Penguins struck with 3 more throughout the rest of the game. So we'll be back, and I will go out on a limb and say the next score won't be 10-1 when we get back in action with these guys later on tonight. For now, we're going to send it over to the Commodore for today's 3-star.
Penguins' 3rd star of the game, number 17, Zach Bredeman. Dynamic, back-checking like his life defends on it. Just unbelievable game. Penguins' 2nd star of the game, number 19, Jimmy Halliday, with a couple goals and just some dominant play all over the ice. And the number 1 star of the game for the Penguins, no surprise, number 90, Jack Carlson. You see him making plays behind his own net. You see him making plays behind the opposing team's net. You see him scoring goals, setting up goals. Just a top-to-bottom dynamic performance from Jack and really the entire Penguins roster.
And I'm going to add Braden Pearsall to that list, as he had an excellent game as well, potting a pair early for the Penguins, and I think he had the game-winning goal.
A couple beauties, too, right?
So we'll add Braden to that honorable mention list as well. And Stephanie's favorite player has to get credit.
There you go.
That's, of course, she's first on the chat. Join us later on tonight. Join us in between for the 2010 game against the Rockets. Thanks for joining us on Cine TV. We'll see you later on this evening.